You're sitting on your couch. It's 9 p.m. on a Tuesday. The doors are locked, the emails are answered, and the world is objectively quiet. Theoretically, this is relaxing. But your shoulders are practically touching your ears, your jaw is clenched tight enough to crack a walnut, and your stomach has that low-grade hum of static, like a radio tuned between stations. You aren't actually resting, you're waiting. You're waiting for the phone to ring, for the tone of the room to shift, for the other shoe to drop with the force of an anvil. Let's pump the brakes. This isn't just stress. This isn't generalized anxiety, and it's certainly not you being a drama queen, as your ex might have suggested. You aren't failing at relaxation. You are succeeding at something much more ancient. You are running a high-level surveillance operation in a low-threat environment. Your brain isn't broken, it's just stuck in SysAdmin mode while everyone else is playing Candy Crush. Society looks at you, jumping at loud noises, overanalyzing a 3-word text message, scanning the exits in a restaurant, and tells you to chill out. They prescribe yoga, meditation apps, or tell you to let it go. They treat your vigilance like a defect, a software bug that needs patching. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Society is wrong. To the average person, safety is a default setting. To you, safety is a luxury subscription you forgot to renew. They think you're paranoid. We know you're just collecting data. You are not weird for feeling unsafe in a safe room. You are simply operating on an operating system designed for a war zone that no longer exists. You are not broken. You are just built different. Let's look at the hardware. In neuroscience, there's a concept called neuroception, a term popularized by Dr. Stephen Porges. Think of it as your body's invisible TSA agent. For most people, this agent is casually leaning against the wall, scrolling through Instagram, only looking up if someone screams. For you, your TSA agent is hopped up on 4 espressos, strip-searching every piece of luggage, and flagging a bottle of water as a biological weapon. This isn't a choice, it's biology. Research from Harvard Medical School, specifically the work of Dr. Martin Teicher, has shown that brains exposed to early unpredictability actually develop differently. The cerebellar vermis, the part of the brain that regulates emotional balance, can show reduced activation. Meanwhile, the amygdala, your internal panic button, increases in volume and reactivity. Translation? Your brain traded calm for speed. It rewired itself to process threat signals in 8K resolution while everyone else is watching life in 480p. You aren't anxious. You have a violently efficient threat detection algorithm running in the background, consuming 90% of your battery life. You aren't crazy. You're just lagging because your CPU is overheating from processing safety data that nobody else can even see. But here's where it gets interesting. This glitch is actually an evolutionary masterpiece. In the wild, the chill members of the tribe were the first ones eaten by the saber-toothed tiger. The ones who survived? They were the ones who heard the twig snap 3 miles away. They were the ones who woke up because the wind changed direction. Evolutionary psychology suggests that this hypervigilance isn't a disorder, it's a sentry function. You are the designated driver of the human race. While the rest of the world is drunk on the illusion of safety, you are the one checking the tires and watching the rear-view mirror. A study published in Frontiers in Psychiatry frames this adaptability not as damage, but as a strategic calibration to a harsh environment. You possess a superpower called predictive processing. You don't just react to bad things, you simulate them hundreds of times before breakfast, so you're never caught off guard. You are the reason your bloodline survived the Ice Age. Congratulations! So where did this specific build come from? Insight 1. The archives. For about 65% of you, this is strictly a childhood adaptation. You grew up in a home where the emotional weather changed without a forecast. You became an expert at pattern recognition. You learned that a slam of a car door meant one thing and a silent kitchen meant another. In Japan, there is a cultural concept called kuidaure, but more relevant here is the skill of kuki wo yomu, reading the air. You became a master at reading the air before you even knew how to read books. You learned to sense the micro vibrations of a room to avoid conflict. Your brain realized that safety wasn't a place. Safety was the ability to predict the explosion before the fuse was lit. You became a seismograph in a house built on a fault line. Now, as an adult, you walk into a brunch with friends and you're still measuring the tectonic shifts in their moods. You aren't psychic. You're just a veteran pattern matcher who never got demobilized. This leaves you with some very specific, often hilarious, micro habits. 1. The exit strategy. You enter a room and immediately locate the exits, the bathrooms, and the person most likely to cause a scene. You have a plan for a fire, a robbery, and an awkward conversation, all within 30 seconds of sitting down. 2. The tone analyzer. You don't listen to what people say, you listen to the cadence, the pitch, and the pause between the words. If a friend texts, "okay," instead of "okay," you assume the friendship is over. 3. The energy audit. You can physically feel the electricity change when someone enters the room. You are an emotional Wi-Fi router, picking up signals from 3 apartments away. 4. The check loop. You check the stove, the locks, and the alarm. Then you get in bed. Then you get up to check them again because your brain said, "But did you really check it, or did you just hallucinate checking it?" Wild, right? You're exhausted because you're doing the work of a security team, a structural engineer, and a psychologist simultaneously. Here is your permission slip. You do not need to fix your awareness. You cannot delete the software, but you can stop treating it like a virus. Stop trying to force yourself to be chill. You are a fortress. The goal isn't to tear down the walls. The goal is to lower the drawbridge only for people who have proven they aren't carrying a battering ram. You are wired to protect, to predict, and to preserve. The world needs people who can smell smoke before the fire starts. You're not broken. You're just the one keeping the rest of us safe. If this video just explained why you can never sleep in a hotel room on the first night, don't scroll. The next video explains why you over-explain everything to avoid being misunderstood. Tell me in the comments, what is the one irrational safety check you do every single day?